So when I put on my thumbnail that a medical doctor was denied of a UK visa because of the incoherencies in his proof of fund, I am not mincing no words. Yes, it is true because this happened to someone very close to me, someone attached to my skin, let me put it that way. So it's not just a mere saying. Anyway, guys, my name is Chinyere Ojike. If this is your first time on my channel, you are absolutely welcome here. Subscribe to my channel, please, and please like this video. Do not forget, I beg of you, drop your comments and keep coming for more. All right, let's go on with this very video. So it is no longer news that a lot of people have been denied of visas to the UK. Students' visas are being denied, work visas are being denied, visitors' visas are being denied for certain reasons, that I will be sharing in this very content, especially in relation to proof of fund. So furnishing your financial standing is very important when applying for any kind of UK visa. Yes, proof of fund is a major requirement in as much as the UK immigration, visas and immigration expect you to have a substantial balance in your bank account. There is a way, or there are ways you could do this that could land you into trouble, leading to visa refusal or visa denial, as the case may be. So here are certain mistakes to look out for, when submitting your proof of fund for your visa application. I almost made one of these mistakes in the past when I applied for my UK visa. Thanks to God, I got the visa, but I nearly developed high BP, but I am grateful to God that I got the visa at the end of it all. So I'm going to be sharing some of these tips with you so that you don't make this mistake. Number one, insufficient funds or large undocumented deposits in your accounts could lead to your visa rejection, especially when you have not provided any documentations to support that. They could claim that you have borrowed money in order to inflate your account, or stating that you possess a fraudulent account. So how does this happen? Especially when you are working, you are a salary earner and you provided an account that doesn't have any deposits from your employer, from the company where you are working. As a staff in a company, every month certain amount of money is expected to be going into your account on a specific date. When these things are not balanced, they would claim that there is something fishy in your account. Number two is the reason why the medical doctor was denied of visa, incoherent bank statements. Now, you need to have just one bank account if it is possible, because the medical doctor provided 3 different bank statements with 3 different banks. The way they work, they do locum. This doctor has his personal account, where he works with a particular hospital in Nigeria, and he has different accounts. The other 2 accounts, the other 2 accounts he has is where they pay in his locum money. So instead of him presenting just his major bank account where his salary goes into, he printed out, the bank statement from First Bank and printed the one from UBA as at then, and then he printed the 3rd one from Access Bank. This is just a kind of confusion, to be honest. So they denied him visa on this very ground, that his bank statements, they were not consistent. Number 3, your Bitcoin savings, overdraft, pensions, stocks and shares, they are not acceptable, as an evidence for proof of fund for UK visa application. So avoid using things like this. 4, you are expected to show a total proof of fund for you and your dependents in case you are applying for your dependent to join you. It's not just you. It's not just a proof of fund for yourself. When applying for a visa, there are total amount of money expected of you to pay. That's your living expenses, isn't it? It should be in your account. And there is the expected amount of money for your dependents. If there are 2 dependents you are bringing, assuming the amount you are expected to have for your living expenses should be like £1,000. Your own dependent, the two of them might be like 700 times 2. So ensure that you have the total amount of money for you, and for your dependents in your bank statement when printing it out, not just for yours alone. 5, your proof of account, which is the statement of account, should be translated in English, especially if you are applying from a country where English is not their major means of communication or their lingua franca. Translate your proof of account. When we were coming from Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabia, they speak Arabic. So we had to translate all our documents, the proof of account, our passport, everything was translated in English. So this is very necessary when making this application. Next point, personal account is mostly acceptable other than a business account or a company's account. So endeavor to have a personal account in your name. You can start building it from 1 year ahead or 6 months ahead before you travel. I was already doing my youth service in Nigeria when I started processing my visas to come to the UK. Funny enough, before ever I go for my youth service, I already had some money in my dollar account in Nigeria, deposited by my sole sponsor. The money was already in my bank account for over 6 months, to be honest, before I started applying. So I had a personal dollar account with which I used to apply for all this. And meanwhile, if you are not paying for this money yourself, you have a sponsor, your parents is paying for you, or another person is paying for you, because my brother paid for me, not my parents. Endeavor that this person provides a supporting document stating that it's called a clarification document or document of consent, stating that he or she is your sole sponsor. That would help. All right, so the next mistake to avoid is having the exact amount of money in your proof of account statement. Do not forget that exchange rates is something that goes up or drops. So when building your account, endeavor to put something that is about 20 or 30% higher of what is expected of you to have. In case it drops, it's okay. And if exchange rate goes higher, it would not drop. Yeah, because it will be strange for you to, you are expected to have about £2,000 in your account, and you actually had it in your account. But by the time you print and submitted this, or by the time they are going through your proof of fund that you submitted, they would have seen that the money has dropped. That means exchange rate has actually gone down. It is not even your fault, but they consider this. This might likely affect your visa consideration. Another point is this: failure to provide a proof of funds from an active account that is up and running might affect your visa consideration. Yes, do not provide a statement of accounts that is dormant. You have dumped money in your account for a period of 30 days, for a period of 60 days, and you have not even done any other transaction in that account. That is suspicious. That means that account is just purposely opened just for you to process this visa, just for your visa processing. Endeavor to be running your account, do some transactions, you put in money, you take money. Another point is for you to print a statement of account from the last 28 days. You can print 3 months statement of account, just like we did. We printed our account statement from the previous 3 months. But from last 28 days, that is what is required from the UK VFI. Moreover, it is also important for you not to print this account statement and keep it for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before going for your biometrics. No, you can print it for like we did 2 days before going, or in a night before going for this. Unless you are going to the bank to grab this, you can print it out 1 week before going for your appointment. So it is necessary. And after you might have done capturing for your biometrics, I will advise you just allow your account to cool off until your visa is decided. For me, why I almost had a high BP, immediately I submitted my visa application. After about 1 week, I withdrew a huge amount of money from my account, even when my visa was not decided yet. So I was so lucky that probably they have made a decision on my visa before that happened, because when I told my brother, look at what I've done, he was just screaming at me that I should have waited to get my visa first before I tamper with such an account, because he wasn't even asking me to transfer back his money to him. So do not make this mistake. Get your visa at hand before you can tamper with that account. Now, the next mistake to avoid is for you to avoid depositing huge amount of money into your bank account within the 28 days you might be printing out a bank statement, because it might be suspicious. Yes, unless there is any need for it. And when that is done, endeavor to provide a document to justify such huge amount of money you dump into your account. This is why I said it is important for you to start building your bank account or your account balance on time, maybe 6 months interval, 7 months interval before this preparation. Little by little, you add money. Don't just dump in 1 million naira at a time when you cannot justify that in your job or in your business that you're doing, you are making such amount of money within 1 month interval. That would be suspicious. And finally, this is very important. Always cross-check your proof of fund with Oanda. This is what the UK Visas and Immigration uses to check exchange rates. So Google Oanda, type in the money value and see the exchange rate, the current exchange rate. Instead of using something that is an exchange rate that is lower, you better use Oanda. I think that would help you a lot. All right, so thank you so much for stopping by. I wish you all the best as you process your visa to the UK. Good luck in all. And please subscribe to my channel, like this video for more. Thank you and bye for now.